I have time to kill, but none to give. No loose hate for the paper, no patience for silence. I tried to cut Corporal Steel into a gun, no answers, just watched him blow. 10 million lions up. Those who do not remember the past are condemned to repeat it. When you're bleeding like a car, it's not enough. So let's bury him up. Morning. Thanks for coming. Thanks a lot.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Rouse.
I'm Matt Richards. We're sitting outside the Opportunity Shop.
Enjoy what we're about to show you. This is the last time you'll see us, so... It was shot on Super 8, so don't expect anything too glossy.
It's a little rough around the edges.
Rough around the edges, yeah.
Just to leave a document behind, just to leave a snapshot or a glimpse into a period of time.
This is not a music documentary, really. It's a documentary. It just so happened that there was lots of bands that we liked playing frequently. That was at a stage where we were both really kind of discovering Melbourne music.
I think the two of us were out at least 3 nights a week just going to shows. Quite a few bands from other cities and stuff moving to Melbourne as well. So there was this kind of influx. The quality of the music coming out, if you found the good stuff, was high enough that you were kind of like, whoa, you know. First one was Cold It's Glider. Oh, that's right. Not as part of the Diaries though. The first time we shot them, we haven't used that footage as part of the Diaries.
We have it though, and it's awesome. But
we actually just tested, didn't we? We tested. Yeah.
a really interesting musical style. At the time, we thought it was really quite unique and quite technical, but at the same time had kind of improvised feeling. And
first time we saw him, Pony, and we're both standing there, and it's just like, holy shit! Lyndon fucking yelping. He spun around and he leaned over backwards and yelled into his microphone behind his head and stuff.
And it was funny, we used to love it when he used to sing, but he didn't used to sing at every gig, and then all of a sudden, if he'd let out a couple of guttural screams, and it was like, oh, cool, he's sang.
He never had any lyrics. He was just like free, like from like jazz style.
Sometimes he was into it, sometimes he wasn't.
Probably the favourite show was that 101 show for me anyway, because it was totally packed.
Camera in one hand, long neck in the other.
Long neck and rollies on top of the amp.
Yeah, it was the first time we did it.
That was my disco. And called its and Lover Diagrams.
Got off to a head start with 3 bands in one night.
Yeah. We just like shot the first few and thought, if we're going to spend this much money, we should try and make something out of it.
I don't know how the number 12 came up.
Well, 8 would be too little. 10 would still be kind of too normal. If you look at the Super 8 Diaries, it'd be like if you were running a record label. We'd probably put out the records if we had the money and we had the label for all the bands that we had on it. They had to be real.
No concept jockeys.
No hair product.
I guess fundamentally the bands probably needed to be independent.
The bands create the music for themselves primarily. We wanted to document rock music.
I think that's true also.
It had to motivate you in some way.
Yeah, it's like we'd go and see a band, we'd see them once, twice, whatever, and then it was just a matter to say, do you want to shoot these guys? And I said, yeah. That's pretty much the selection criteria.
When your leg starts shaking at a show while you're watching, and it's a kind of involuntary shake, and it's something exciting being thrust through the air at you.
Actually originally just going to be just music, and then we decided it might be more interesting for the viewer to enjoy an interview.
To give a little bit of an insight into just some of the characters that have made up what we consider interesting in the independent music scene.
Well, I think you just do what you do, and you do what feels right, and you do what you like. And if you start putting limitations on yourself, it's not much point playing music.
It's kind of enlightening, you know, just to let people in your band be what they are.
Yeah.
You know, and then try and embellish it, you know, and add to it.
Vogans rock. They know how to. They're there to have a good time. They don't care what the fuck's going on. They're just like, right, party. Oh,
Yeah.
What's this? Oh, it's a bit weird. Oh no, it's all right. Yeah.
Mikey writes backwards riffs.
Yeah, it does sound
We
backwards.
go, hang on, nah, it should be there, but Mikey goes, nah, if you listen to it this way, it goes there.
And then you got Brad trying to explain to Danny exactly where it's sort of going backwards.
Even though it doesn't feel right until later on down the track, you go, oh, yeah, it makes perfect sense now.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I'm from a small town on the South Island of New Zealand. It's like, we're totally the opposite of Washington, D.C. It's like there is nothing in common.
Yeah, absolutely nothing in common with that place and that place. You can only identify with where you're from, and if you try to be something else, you're going to fail.
So we're writing it like, if we're happy with it, then that's a good song. We don't think like, oh, I wonder if people would like this bit.
We're never going to play with bands that we don't like just because it would be good for our career to do that.
Well, all the bands could all actually play, even if the music was obnoxious.
Yeah, that's true. Like they could all have some degree of technical ability.
I sort of find something boring about writing songs in 4/4. We just sort of took this approach and said, we'll play that pattern 13 times, this one 3, and so these prime numbers. We try to work with numbers we know, like phone numbers and things. Yeah. So we don't forget shit.
What are your thoughts on Australian Idol?
I think it's shit.
I know it's probably in its third season.
I think it's pretty funny.
It doesn't have much relevance to our world, and people get really upset about it, but I don't think it's really much different. And I think it's a long history of that kind of manufactured pop music.
It's not selling music to musicians or, music lovers. I think it's just selling it to a mass market.
People often assume that there's this weird binary opposition where it's either a band makes it or they fail.
Yeah.
And I don't really think that's the case. Like, if you're playing music to just make it, then fuck off. You're doing it for the wrong reason.
We're like sort of the absolute antithesis of that. Like, there's no fucking urge to be famous.
If I wasn't playing in a band, I wouldn't be working more. I'd still be on the dole. It's not a sacrifice.
What's our personal level of success? I'm pretty sweet, eh?
I'm pretty alright.
When I was like 14, I wanted to be in a band. Now I'm in a band. And I wanted to be out of New Zealand. Now I'm out of New Zealand.
It's taken a while to complete. Fuck ups, money.
Not just money to actually pay for things and process things and stuff like that, but in doing it you need to do all those other things, the daily things. You need to work, you need to pay rent, you need to do all that sort of stuff. It's not like we're given a grant and we could just go, hey,
there's a gig, like
line it all up.
And we never planned it, and sometimes we didn't shoot at the band for 6 months. Didn't see anything that we wanted to do.
When we decided we were going to make something out of it, realistically we probably thought, we'd be all done in like a year and a half.
Yeah, we were fairly ambitious with our finish date 4 years ago.
As well, you look at people that go to gigs and stuff, and a lot of young kids only go to shows for like 4 years or whatever. So you're dealing with a whole nother influx of kids and stuff that's going on now, and I think if we sat on it any longer, it would become less relevant. It's good to get it into the minds of the people that were around for that time, and then they can pass the knowledge on to the next lot of people that are coming.
Suffocating heat of this 3-ton city.